Hey everybody, how are we? I'm at the Hell Farm. Right here. So yeah, it's been going well. Just realized something, hold on. Have to take care of something real quick. There we are. Okay. So, I've been busy, to say the least. It's been a hell of a journey trying to get this thing covered up. It's not ready, obviously. Hey, how is everybody? Hey, Rosie. Hey, someone else. I don't really have a guardian farm quite yet. It's more of this is where they spawn and I've covered them up. Basically. So my plan is to have, because this whole area is where they spawn in. And I figured I'll push them off the sides here. I'll move the portal, of course. And by pushing them off the sides, I'm basically going to make it to where I can collect them into one area. That shouldn't be too much trouble. But, yeah. Oh, fuck. Did I? My hotkey didn't work. Damn it. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah. Hotkey didn't function the way I thought it would. I have to actually open the chat for my hotkeys to work. I can't just press the hotkey while I'm playing as normal. For some reason. Okay. Now then, where were we? Cold key. Well, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so, anyway, so the idea is I'm going to fill this inner area with water. I've got all the soul sand laid out as well. But I just don't have a good way to sculpt the water and get it all fitting just right. So I'm probably going to be working on this today. Let me tell you, these guardians, they're a pain in the ass. They do not behave at all. Not like you would want them to. Guardians were a mistake. Okay, cool. So it's all the way around now. Good. They're making me want to play Minecraft, but at the moment playing Trial of Osiris. Ah. Well, Minecraft is just as good. You don't have to play Trial of Osiris if you don't want to. Or you can keep playing it. I don't know. It's up to you, man. Okay. Now the issue of trying to get that cleared. First time here. Ah, welcome, Benjamin. Let me Get my questions up. Here we go. Let's see here. Major injuries that I've had and how did it feel? The most major injury I've ever had was dropping a water bottle on my toe. Oh my god, that was so painful. And I'm sure there are worse things to experience and more painful things that can happen, but that was not fun. Like, I lost the toenail. It was my big toe. That was the worst part. It felt so painful. I couldn't, like... Oh, man. I could barely think. It was that bad. Even trying to think about it now in retrospect, it's just like, oh my god, no. I never want to feel something that painful ever again. I was preparing my lunch when I was in high school several, I don't know, like 15, 16 years ago. And I ended up dropping a bottle, no greater than like 7 ounces, bottle of water, fully filled, on my toe. And the hard plastic cap landed on my giant toe. That motherfucker ached and hurt for days afterward. It was so bad. And what was worse was it swelled up, and then blood ended up pooling under the toenail. And I ended up losing the whole toenail because of basically trauma. And it eventually recovered, and you know, everything's fine now. But back then, oh my god, that was a solid 2 weeks of hell, maybe more. I've never broken a bone, thank God, but like I could imagine a broken bone being just as bad, just as painful. It was something. It really was. I never want that kind of an experience ever. Like, that's the sort of thing that I could easily see being like the sort of thing that would drive you crazy if you experience that kind of pain too frequently. I don't know. It was nuts. I'm just glad I don't have to worry about that. That's like the most painful memory that comes to mind immediately. Is just that. Okay. I think this will work. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that was nailed by the cap, yeah. But it was a while ago. It has long since recovered now. Although I will say the nail itself never grew back fully the way that it like. There's still visible scarring of some kind under the nail itself. I can tell that it has, I don't know, some sort of residual trauma, but it's not like bad. I can also tell that it didn't fully adhere to the nail bed in places. But oh well. Too little, too late to worry about it now. Oh my god, I hate these fucking mobs. Sucks when a dog drops the bone on your foot. Damn. Yeah, that would indeed suck. But glad that's not the sort of thing I gotta worry about. Okay. So now I'm gonna chisel out. Oh, this isn't gonna work. This pattern is borked. Fuck. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, I've got to have it be more stair-step pyramid, don't I? Shite. Ah, that's a lot of work. Holy shit. Damn, if only there was an easy way to just kill them all while being in here. And then I've got to build the channel around which they'll be swept to a collection point. Oh yeah, move the conduits over to the side. Oh well, I think I can make it work. But anyway, throw them at TNT. Well, that might destroy the item drops, though. That's the problem. TNT at a certain point is... like, it's not going to break blocks, but it will certainly destroy items. So actually, I think I will just build it up like this. And then go brew some invisibility potions to break down and recover what I've already expended on this place. Okay. So now then, I'm making Guardian Farm for Prismarine or XP. Really just the Prismarine and the Sea Lanterns predominantly is what I'm after. So I just want a way to collect them. I'm not really worried about... oh, damn it, this isn't even in the middle. Okay, now it's in the middle. But yeah, I'm mostly just trying to get the Sea Lanterns for what I plan on using it for. Hola, how are you? Okay, what was my childhood like? What I did in my free time? God, that's such an open-ended question. Basically, I was much more introverted when I was a kid. Didn't do a whole lot of talking to a whole lot of people. I did have friends. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was in middle school and high school. What else did I do? Had a Super Nintendo, and I played the hell out of that for many, many years. Then later on, I had a Nintendo 64. I was mostly video games oriented. I would go out and play with other kids too. But, yeah, I just wasn't super into, you know, going and hanging out at this or that place. It was, I don't know. It wasn't a bad time or anything, just... I mean, I have a lot of nostalgia from my childhood. Just that my childhood... like, it had rough patches like, you know, like everybody's. No avoiding that, obviously. I don't know the best way to describe my childhood. Like how this person's wanting me to, basically. Basically, just my childhood was nice. Like, I didn't have any really traumatic things happen to me. I ended up growing up to be a very stable, very even-keeled person. I don't have to worry about my health. I didn't inherit any sort of diseases of any kind or anything of that nature. I'm just me, I guess. That's not a very good explanation, but like, it's the best that I got, I guess. Yeah, I am just me. Like, I'm doing the best that I can with the life I have, and I'm happy with what I've gotten so far. I can only hope things continue, basically. Really not much else to say about it. Like, I'm an incredibly positive, very strong-minded individual. I've managed to stay out of trouble. I didn't fall in with the wrong crowd or anything of that nature. I was, my parents always worried about me and kept up on me, which I know that's a big reason why I didn't turn out nearly as bad as some of the people that I know, or that I at one time hung out with. I don't hang out with any of those people anymore, but you get the idea. Having a good upbringing, I think, a good solid upbringing is an essential. It's a must, in my opinion. I'm just happy that I've been able to live the life I've been able to live, you know? Oh, Dad's girlfriend tested positive for COVID. Dude. Were you around them? Were you around her? Your father and your, possibly one-day stepmother? I don't know. Oh, damn it. I'm out of obsidian. No. Okay. Change of... Or, well, no, I've got all this cobble. Never mind. It's manageable. Never mind. I'll just use this. It looks ugly, but I'll just use this. Anyway, yeah, stay away from them, man. Hopefully you don't get sick. Beacon versus Sea Lantern Enjoyer. But what if I use both in an enjoyable fashion? Am I really a Sea Lantern Enjoyer if I... Or just a Sea Lantern Enjoyer if I enjoy beacons as well? I don't know how well I'm going to be able to make use of beacons in this, just because beacons are not an easy thing to automate the production of, but, you know. Tested, but luckily you were negative. Okay, well, that's good. They had to swab your nose. Oh. If possible, if you ever have to get tested for COVID, and they got to jam that swab all the way into the back of your nose, make sure you're the one doing the jamming, okay? You be the one to push that thing back there, because the nurse or whoever cannot feel the inside of your nose like you can. And so they'll jab it into sensitive tissue. But if you control it and you guide them in, then you can keep the damage to a minimum, and it won't burn and it won't hurt. At least in my experience. I've been swabbed once, and that's how I did it. That's how I didn't cheat the system, but like, that's how I kept it from fucking me over, basically. I guided the nurse and made sure that I made sure the swab went exactly where I wanted it to, because I could feel my own nose, the insides of it, just the same as anyone. So that's how you prevent that from becoming an issue. Don't let them just jab it up there, because they don't care. It's not their nose. They don't feel what you feel. So if you're in pain, it's not going to make a difference to them. They literally have no way to know the difference. But if you carefully guide it back into the back part of your nose, you can do it cleanly without hurting yourself. So that's the key. Basically. So, you know, lesson learned, I hope. Cool. So I'm just going to have to tear down all of this that I spent like a day putting up. But luckily I don't have to tear down anything underwater. That's more of a pain. The Guardians themselves are fine as long as I keep my wits about me. Lesson learned. Lol. Damn. Why didn't you know that before? Oh, I know. Well, see, here's the thing. I imagine the nurses that did it for me when I got tested, I was friends because I worked on an old folks home campus, a nursing facility. And so it was a nursing home is what it was. And so when everybody had to get tested, I was like, no, I will guide this back there. You let me do this. I understand the inside of my nose better than anyone else because it's the inside of my nose. And then the nurses were all cool with me and they knew me. And so they were like, oh, okay, yeah, you should go ahead. So in this instance, while some random nurse who doesn't know you may object to you doing that, you be adamant. You tell them, no, it's my nose, I will do it. Because I don't trust you, I don't know you. You have to be your own best advocate when it comes to being in the healthcare system. Nowhere have I learned that better than working in healthcare. Because let me tell you, if you're feeble, uncertain, if you don't know any better, if you're just going on the good grace and you're trusting your medical provider and all that, you're going to get burned. Because the people in the healthcare system are people. They oftentimes know barely any more than you do. And especially the nurses, it's not that they don't know anything. It's just that they're often in a very harsh and arduous environment, especially in the likes of the pandemic. If you're not your own best advocate, you're at their mercy. And that can fuck you over so quickly. You have to be your own best advocate. Shit, yeah, they pushed it so far up it went into your area around your eyes. Oh wow, socially awkward, didn't want to ask you. You got to do it anyway. I don't care how socially awkward it gets. You are your own best advocate. If you won't be, you're at their mercy. And maybe, you got a hold of someone who's nice. Good. But don't expect that to be the norm. Don't expect that to be the thing that everybody gets. You have to be your own best advocate in the healthcare system. If you're at the doctor's office, if you're at the hospital, if you're just getting tested for COVID, whatever, you better be Johnny on the spot and say, no, yes, I don't know, let me look it up, etc., etc. No matter how awkward it may make things, you go prepared. You go guns blazing, because otherwise, you're at their mercy. There's no telling what'll happen. So yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. You're very welcome, Rumble. Then can you vaccinate yourself? Yes, actually. If you're a nurse and if you know how to inject to that level. Because to get a vaccine, I believe it's either intramuscular or subcutaneous. That's it. It's either intramuscular or subcutaneous, and that requires experience. So, unless you are a pro at injecting yourself in that manner, I wouldn't recommend it. You're more likely to damage something than you are to actually properly give yourself the dosage as they recommend it in the way they recommend it. And that's fine. If you are a professional nurse or have nursing experience, yeah, I would say if you're very confident in it and you know how to do it, it'll be a little awkward because it's going to be at an odd angle. But if you know how to do it, if you know what you're doing, you can give yourself a vaccine. You can give yourself an injection. If you know what you're doing. Big if. You have to know how to do that shit. That's not something your average person's going to have really on the back of their mind. So, I wouldn't. If you don't know how you're doing it, if you don't know what to do, I wouldn't. Because you're going to hurt yourself. You will cause damage. One time your sister got her flu shot, the doctor missed a vein. Oof. Yeah, see? They're people. They're not perfect. They'll make mistakes. They don't want to make mistakes. Like a lot of the people in the medical industry have a good heart. They want to see people do well. They don't want you or me or whoever to be sick. Mostly because you being sick is a huge impediment on what they can do. But at the same time, like, it is what it is. So, beware. There really isn't a whole lot... Oh, fuck. There really isn't a whole lot you or I can do. A lot of medical things are just out of our hands. Like if you had to give yourself some sort of drug therapy, you wouldn't know what the fuck to do. You wouldn't know how to start. So that's understandable. But yeah, like, how can you get experience practicing injecting on yourself? You get experience injecting on other people by going to nursing school. And by doing it, by working in the field. Now, me personally, even though I was in a pharmacy for almost a decade, I have almost no experience when it comes to, proper dosing, there's just so much about pharmacy that I was unable to learn because I didn't go to a pharmacy school. And I'm all right with that. That doesn't really bother me. But like, at least with some things, just something minor, like you could even try to draw your own blood, again, if you have experience, when they try to do that. But of course, so many people are squeamish and they're too afraid to look at a bruise or a wound, let alone their own blood. So many people are really kind of not good for that stuff. I wouldn't ask them to do it. I would sooner try to do it on myself than someone else. What am I doing? I'm sleeping because phantoms are going to start bothering me. Oh, and also, okay, I need to make more invis potions. Just because I'm going to have to go underwater and break off a lot of the stuff that I've placed, since most of it is not quite where I need it to be. Oh, honey. That's right. You can get sugar from honey. I forgot about that. Why, that was exactly the amount I needed. Okay. Now I've arranged it to where these will just put it in the place it needs to be. There we go. So yeah, it helps to have some sort of medical experience if you're gonna get trapped in the medical industry or something relative to it. Oh wait. I need room to carry my potions. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 10. Okay, cool. Aw, ran out of blaze powder. No. I'm gonna have to go hunt blazes. I don't have hardly any left. I didn't expect to chew through blaze powder like this. But oh well. Anyway, okay, let's see here. Interesting childhood stories. Ooh, I got a good one. When we first moved into the house that I used to live in, I lived in Memphis way back when. Memphis was not the best place in the world. Now wait a second. Okay, that brewed in. All right. But yeah, Memphis was a hellhole. Not gonna lie. However, when we first moved there, it was the mid-90s. Things were pretty well okay. They didn't start going downhill until much later. And basically, I saw so much of the place that I knew and loved just turn to shit. It was awful. But there was this one dispute, I forget who. This woman and this man had a they were obviously boyfriend and girlfriend. She basically had a breakup with him in the middle of the street near where I lived, and had a fit, walked away, and then she was fat. She was big. Not that big, but, you know, moderately, portly sized. She walked away and basically just flashed her ass under her dress at this guy. It was very, very bizarre. I have no idea what that was all about. And yeah, it was just like trashy. That's all it was. It was very funny at the time because I was like, ha 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 ha, I saw her ass. It was funny. Because, you know, kids laugh at that sort of thing. Nowadays, maybe not so much. Nowadays, it was a huge red flag that things were going downhill, and in a way I did not yet understand as a kid. Another interesting thing was that my brother fell out the window one time. Oh, fuck. Where in the house where we lived, we were playing upstairs, and they had just finished the house, like, I don't know, just finished. And the yard, oh fuck, that put that in the wrong place. The yard where we lived had basically just been finished, and there was fresh sod there where we were living. And it was very sort of, you know, soft ground. It was very fortuitous that that happened that way, because our upstairs playroom just so happened to be over a patch of newly laid sod where the ground was very soft and very, you know, it was fresh. And we'd opened up, because I don't think the air conditioner was working or properly installed or something to that effect. We just opened up the upstairs room, the window, just to sort of, you know, get some fresh air. Really kind of make everything nice. It was spring, I want to say. So, you know, we were just enjoying the nice fresh breezy air. And what should happen? My little brother, who was no older than like 3 or 4 at the time, I want to say, ends up crawling up onto the windowsill and leans on the screen, because a lot of windows in America, there's a screen outside the window to keep bugs and stuff from getting in. And he leans on the screen. Now, he's not very heavy, but it doesn't matter, because he's heavy enough to dislodge that screen, and it flies forward, and over he goes, out the window. And he lands on that soft dirt, thankfully, and he doesn't break a bone. He's bruised, but, you know, he's okay. And I distinctly remember running downstairs to tell my mom that he'd fallen out the window. And I was panicked. And then she panicked, and we weren't sure what had happened or how much damage he'd, you know, all that. We spent the night in the ER only to find out that he was okay. It was quite the experience. But that ultimately it was okay. He was too afraid to walk there for a little while after that had happened, because, you know, the trauma of falling, I guess. I don't know. Thankfully, he ended up being okay. No lasting effects. He doesn't even really remember the incident itself, because it happened when he was just so young. So yeah. Hey, Marios. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. I don't know. So yeah, that's basically all that happened. It was a very unfortunate event, but it wasn't the end of the world sort of thing. I thought for sure that he died. Of course, I was only like 6 or 7 at the time. So, like, yeah, I wasn't aware of much of anything. I was just a dumb kid. I didn't know any better, certainly. But hey, you know, we all live and learn. It was funny. It's just funny in retrospect now. But yeah, don't lean your weight on a screen outside your window, because that shit will break, and you'll go through it. I learned that lesson the hard way. I was kind of wary of windows for a while there, open windows anyway, just because I was like, oh, well, what if I fall through it? But of course, it's only because he put his weight on it, so, you know. Pronounce it like Marios. Shit, as in Slovak. Okay, cool. So yeah, that was fun. Not really, but it was an experience, to say the least. And then what's another really interesting story that I can think Oh, I remember one time, we had gotten out of school. The next week was spring break. And we had just gotten out of school. But we were like 2 or so days out of school extra. I want to say it was a Thursday or a Friday. And I was in middle school. It was like my final year in middle school. And so we had a teacher in-service day or a planning day or some shit like that. And so they let all the students out of school about a day or two early from spring break. And I had planned to, because I hadn't told my parents that we were out an extra day. And so I was going to pretend to go to school. I don't know why I thought this was a smart idea, but I thought it was like a fun idea. I was going to pretend to go to school. And then I was going to like hang out with a friend or something. And I was going to run off somewhere into the woods near where I lived and have a picnic by myself. I don't know why, I just thought that would be a fun thing to do. Just because I like being out in nature. I like, not really having to worry about anything. It was a schoolless day. I inadvertently made my parents worry because my father was driving to work and looked back behind him in his rearview mirror as he was pulling out of our neighborhood and noticed that the traffic up near where the school was because, I lived near the school at that time, noticed that there was no traffic where otherwise there should have been traffic. And he was like, he called my mom and said, "Hey, there's nobody at the school. Ask Jack what's going on. Surely he would know something." And so she started grilling me about this because she knew I had to have known. And of course I did. There's no way I couldn't, right? I'd literally planned the whole day around it. And I knew I'd gotten caught at that point. And they were like, "Yeah, why didn't you tell us you were out of school? Like, what if you'd gotten kidnapped? What if you went missing?" And I was like, well, I was just going to be in the area. I was going to be at a friend's house. Like, it wasn't going to be that bad. And in retrospect, yeah, okay, maybe I might have inadvertently, made a slight error in judgment. Whatever. I was a dumb kid. I was only like 13 or 14, I think. I wasn't thinking about it that hard. I was just thinking of how much fun I was going to have that day because ultimately, it was just another day out of school. Like the week we were about to get was out of school, a holiday. It was just a regular old spring break. So what? My parents didn't have to know. But in reality, yeah, okay, I could, especially now that I think back on it and I know what a hellhole Memphis was slowly becoming. Yeah, maybe not telling them where I was going to be might have been a bad idea. I don't think I would have been kidnapped. I'm pretty sure my neighborhood was still very peaceful back in those days. Nowadays, I don't know. You throw caution to the wind. Nowadays. What the fuck? Shoot. Damn thing. Anyway, yeah, nowadays I'd be throwing caution to the wind to do something like that. That would be so stupid. But I also wouldn't want to live in Memphis nowadays because I know what an absolute garbage heap that place has become. So yeah, unfortunate, but that's how it is. So yeah, that was a fun but dumb childhood memory that, I just got a talking to. I wasn't really in any major trouble beyond that because she caught me before I even got out the door. So, I didn't even really get to do my plans. I was just going to hang out and just do normal stuff that I was going to be doing the next week anyway. And to be fair, it's not like I couldn't have just postponed my plans another day or two and gone from there. But, when you're a kid, you have ideas and you want to see them through and you think those ideas are the best. You don't really see the downsides of ideas like that. You'd never do that because your parents would always find out what I do and always get your ass slapped with a belt. Well, I didn't get slapped. It just got me a talking to. It wasn't really that bad because, like I said, I got caught really, really, really early into the scheme. And there was no real chance of me ever getting away with it, basically. And so it was just whatever. No harm, no foul. I didn't get in that much trouble because I got caught, basically. It worked out. But yeah, I would have, if I had been younger, I probably would have been punished with switching or something like that. Oof, being switched was not fun. God, you hit hard. What the fuck bow did you have? Let's take care of this guy here. Ow. There we go. Now then. So who's excited for No Life tonight? I'm not going to be streaming it, of course. I'm still going to be recording just like usual. But yeah, No Life is coming out again. Yay! We'll be doing that. What else will we be doing? I think that's it, really. I'm going to be cutting hardcore short a little bit here. We still got like another hour. So don't worry. You know, won't be going anywhere. So that'll be fun. Let me see here real fast. Hold on, answering something. Deloaded messaged me something. Okay, cool. 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so that's at 5 is when it's starting. Be there 10 minutes early so we can account for everybody. Oh ho. So they're going to be hunters. Interesting. So I'm thinking we're going to be hunted. Is according to Bezo what just got sent out to everybody. I got a message just now on Discord and I was like, what's this about? I bet it's about No Life. So yeah, look forward to that in the episode. We're gonna be stalketed. It's gonna be fun. I wonder what that's gonna be like, or what all will be, what that will entail. I don't know. But hey, that's No Life. Unpredictable AF. I'm gonna have to fill all of this in with water. Because, there's gotta be a water jet, you know, of water source blocks to jettison them up, and then I'm gonna put, water flowing down the top, and then break all the cobble. And so there will be a water jet system forcing them upward, and then the water will flow down over it, and it'll create, you know, a moving source area. And so they'll get scooped out off the sides, basically. And then I've got to make a trough of some kind to collect them all. And basically from there, we'll just, I don't know, find a way to kill them. Funnel them all into a singular location and kill them from there. That's the plan. This place is going to be ugly as shit. I'm probably never going to prettify it because why bother? I don't know. Maybe I'll bother prettifying it. I'm definitely removing the cobble, the diorite, the prismarine. As for the trough, I don't know. I've also got to move that nether portal. That portal's generated in a very unfortunate place, but what can you do? So yeah. You're going to take a wild guess and say that hunters will have a compass showing people where... Oh, God, I hope not. That would be cheap. I don't want people to know where someone is. That's like... That's almost unfair, you know? Like, I want there to be a sporting chance. I don't know. Like, being able to see where someone is so overpowered when you're intentionally playing vanilla. Like, it almost makes me want to try and find, what is it, worst for 1.18? And just to have tracers, just so that I know who is around, so that I can evade them as best as possible. Give myself a good chance of, like, not getting fucked by what is essentially extraordinarily unfair. I don't like that kind of an advantage. I'm not gonna lie. Like, having a compass that points to where a player is, that's not rough direction. I don't know. Rough directions, like, no, that's still unfair. That's still basically being able to tell where someone is, because the map is what? So we've had what, 3 episodes? So it'll be 1700 by 1700 now. So, like, there's still a very, very narrow area that you can run through. And good luck evading through the cobble hellscape that is 2B2T spawn. So, like, I don't know. That's iffy to me. That's very iffy. Yeah, rough direction. I don't know how else it would work. Unless they're given elytra. Oh my god, they better not be given elytra. That would also be unfair. To be able to just fly to someone. Like, the idea of being hunted is a really good one, but it has to be balanced. Otherwise, it gets really out of hand. Who knows? We'll have to see. Yep, that is true. Best of luck to you too, Goljon. Just get the higher you can, Jack. It's the best thing you do to defend yourself. I don't know. I don't know about that. That may not be accurate. Oh, hey, Universe. I can't say. You're a little late. Don't worry about it. You're fine. I'm basically making... Oh, damn it. I didn't coat this side. I'm making a tent to allow the water to pour down. I should have done this sooner. I didn't think about it. Oh, but yeah, that's gonna be something. The edges are gonna be... The edges are gonna meet at an odd... Ah, fuck. Because, like, this slope is gonna continue down to here. And then there's just gonna be this area. Fuck. I wonder if I can... maybe chip in to it. I don't know. Trust me, I've been on several manhunts, and just being in a little sky platform and throwing TNT carts at people with knockback won you a 6v1. Oh, really? I don't know after my loss from last week or week before if I have the gunpowder and iron to be able to make that possible. Just never touching surface. Hiding underground would be your first idea? I don't know. We'll have to see if that's a viable option or not. Oh, wait. Have I been stupid about this the whole time? Okay, so that will definitely go all the way there. Okay, so that still scatters. Maybe I'll be able to make it reach the edge. Because see, as long as there's some sort of drag, you know, a water source drag out this way, as long as it can reach the edge here, I think it'll be okay. But at any rate, I need, actually... Yeah. Okay, it's time to dive into the darkness again. We need shit. Should be fine. Now then, with only 2 blocks of iron, 1 stick... Hold on. 1 stick and 2 TNTs, you can do 2 TNT rail carts, and one of them touches somebody, they instantly explode. I mean, that's a nice idea in theory, but again, I don't even know if I've gathered that much stuff. Because, like, I had a ton of gunpowder before I died last session, and I lost all that stuff due to being lost in the nether, so, like, I don't know. True. Only 2 blocks, or sorry, true, we don't know that they'll have gear or not yet. Yeah, that's true. I have a feeling they'll be fully geared. That just sounds like what they would do. That just sounds like, yeah, they'll do that. We'll have to play it by ear. I don't know. Having hitboxes in the whole way through would be a good idea. Yeah, it would be, but I don't know that hitboxes are going to be, like, super viable or super important, rather. Maybe. We'll see. Most of these guys are sandwiched between layers of rock and water. Oh wow, you can jump out of that. That's so cool. All right. If I could just have like a continuous stream of... But I guess that's really not... Guess that's not viable. I don't know. If I could just have a continuous stream of flat source blocks, or not, flowing blocks, not source. A continuous flat stream of flowing source blocks going one way, I could make it work. Unfortunately, this is just such a big spawning platform, or spawning area, rather. Having the subtitles on are useful, yeah, but thinking to look at them, that's another thing. Like, I've gotten very paranoid looking at subtitles before, because I have them active even now, and I've been like, oh god, is that a creeper? Because you'll only ever hear footsteps when a creeper or something like that. Same for another player. So, like, it becomes an issue of, is there a way to hide or not? It's just, you know, can't know until we get there. I just hope they don't have OP gear like full Prot 4 and things. Or crystals. Or totems. God, that would be too much. Because I don't think any of us are really well equipped enough to deal with like full-blown 2v2t PvP. So I don't know. It's a mystery. Oh, but anyway, let's see here. Okay, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is good, but besides that, what's my favorite cereal? My favorite cereal beyond Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I guess Fruit Loops? Although I haven't had either of those in many years. I mean, those are just pure sugar at the end of the day, those cereals. I just don't see a reason to eat those constantly, you know? Just kind of a bad thing to get into the habit of eating. But I wouldn't mind, I guess, having like a bowl every once in a blue moon, just as like a snack. That's the other thing too. I would find myself constantly just chewing and eating on them, even outside of milk, without milk. Just like eating it as is, you know? Yeah, I'm just kind of too old for the sugary cereals anymore. I don't even find some of them that appealing anymore, the ones that are super sweet. Ow, my ass. Nesquik is good. Oh, the flavor is, Base Fruit Loops, enjoy. You're back, what's up? Not much, Aegeans. Just talking about no-life cereal and other fun things. Can't wait to see how things go for No Life this evening. Let's see here. What's my favorite update in Minecraft after 1.0? What did I think about 1.19? Well, I've already given my thoughts on 1.19, and those thoughts are going to keep changing as new stuff comes out. Like the frog light. I'm happy that they are introducing something that nice. I'm happy frog lights don't look like shit. They're not too difficult to get a hold of, unlike sea lanterns, so they may be a nice alternative. What is it, pearlescent? Whatever one it is, that's like greenish. That might be a decent alternative to getting sea lanterns, but we'll see. What do we got? 48 seconds, okay. Keeping an eye on the time, don't worry. I love bouncing up and down. This is like a bouncy castle. This is a lot of fun, actually. 30 seconds. Whee. 20. I can't reach that. Oh well. It's like a mosh pit almost. Okay. We're good for the time being. But yeah. Good in the flavor. Oh, hey, Baum. So let's see here. Favorite update beyond? Or beyond 1.0 would have probably been 1.5. Because that was the big Redstone update. A lot of really cool things were added at that time. That was 2013, and the server was like at its peak. That was honestly like the golden age of 2B2T. A lot of crazy exploits came out in 1.5, including the minecart dupe. We got, what was it? What else did we get? We got horses. And then we got the biomes and all that from 1.7. We got map changes. Very necessary, very important changes to maps that basically made the map art community even remotely viable, including a palette color change for maps. So this is when map art really begins to take off, although it wouldn't take off for many more years at that point. But, you know, the idea was planted in a lot of people's heads. We got a lot of really cool blocks, including my favorite block of all time, Quartz. Quartz was introduced at 1.5. What else happened in 1.5? We really haven't had a 1.5 type update in a long-ass time. Hold on, I've got a bunch of Discord messages. Huh. Interesting. Well, at any rate. But anyway. So yeah, 1.5 was definitely one of the better updates Mojang put out. It changed just enough to be good and put a lot of variety into the game, made it all very interesting, you know? And then on top of that, tie it off with the minecart dupe and just all sorts of good shit like that. Oh, so amazing. Oh, there really haven't been... maybe the only other update that was as good was maybe 1.8. Just because that brought slime blocks and Depth Strider. Depth Strider, oh my god. A life without Depth Strider is not a life I want to live. What are we at? 5 minutes. So yeah, just many, many great additions have been brought, but I'd say that's definitely some of the better stuff. It's hard to think of another better update than that. Obviously, ocean monuments were added in 1.8. Not that I'm terribly impressed with them, but they were a kind of okay addition. What's some of y'all's favorite updates? Schematic or map with the new Space Valkyria? No. Not until it's done, man. You people need to learn how to read. I don't give that out until it's done. But anyway. Okay, Jack, did you build the map art in that world? I have no idea what they're referring to. And if I did, is there a mod besides Schematica that helps the process? They mean on 2B2T? I used Schematica to build a map art on 2B2T once. And it was so painful to do. It was tedious. That was the worst part. Would not recommend making map arts unless you're just like absolutely dedicated. Some people are. I'm not though. 340. Okay. Favorite update was when they added the jungle. Oh, that was 1.2. That was a decent update. We got Iron Golem farms at that time. Pretty good little update, I'd say. What was another really good? I guess if I had the option to choose pre 1.0, it would probably be beta 1.7. Just because that added the piston, and the piston revolutionized the world. Think about what all is possible simply because the piston exists. Like, I can't imagine a world without pistons. 1.7 beta also brought a lot of stability to the game, though not that much in the grand scheme of things, but, you know. It also was the last version the Farlands were available for. So, you know, those of you who are Farland nuts, if there even are any of you left, that's a big, super important milestone. Although beta 1.8 wasn't too bad either, since it changed so much about the game, but like not in a terrible way. I don't know. 1.14 was nice. I never played 1.14. I was still stuck on 2B2T at that time, and we were so stuck behind. I only ever heard 1.13 and 1.14 were very, very laggy. So I don't know. I don't have any personal experience with those versions. So I guess those are the two versions of the game I don't really have any first-hand experience with. Honestly, if I'd had sense, I would probably have jumped ship to a more up-to-date server back when it stopped looking like 2B2T was going to update to 1.13 even. What are we on? A minute. Okay. But now I was too married to the idea of 2B2T still being good at that time. Took a while for me to lose that idea. 1.16 was another really, really, really amazing grand update. I'm happy we got a good update like 1.16 when we did. $30 seconds, okay. Manageable. Should be expiring here soon. Bingo. Phew. Live by the invis or die by the invis, apparently. Oh my god. Get out of here, please. Let's seal them in because this is going to be a problem. Phew. Oh wait, I know a way. I know a way to make this work. I know a way to make this work. Okay, so if I can carry it all the way to the edge, it should be fine. So let's see how far out this goes. If need be, I can just... Okay. Carry it like that. Yeah. Sort of trick it to carry it itself out farther. Uh-oh. Shit, that's as far as it goes on that edge. Damn. Okay, let's try. Oh, fuck. Oh, there's no telling where that's going to put me. Damn, that took forever to fall. Okay. For almost five, a little less than 5. Pretty good amount. Okay, let me see here. I'm getting distracted. Let's see. Favorite update was when they added jungles, when they added raids. Yeah. A lot of people like raids. Raids are okay. They're not amazing, but they're okay. Piston did change everything, yep. That it did indeed. Wow, the chunk errors because of 1.18. Those chunk errors are from the experimental snapshots to where we are now, basically. Let me finish sealing all this in. I generated this area initially with a low render distance back in the experimental snapshots when I first started this world. And then it became obvious that I was landlocked in a experimental snapshot because Mojang just wasn't going to support transmitting an experimental snapshot world to a regular snapshot world. And so I was like, fuck it. So I copied all the chunks and the data to a brand new snapshot world when I think that was like some of the last terrain changes they made. And from that point forward, I was able to just keep updating like normal. But the problem was because of, you know, I had initially generated those chunks in an experimental snapshot. Or rather, I generated these chunks in an experimental snapshot. Those over there are from me going to a new snapshot, basically. So yeah, it's just kind of an artifact at this point, I guess. That's a good way to put it. Okay, so they should all be sealed in there. Okay, so let's see how the water flows down this way. Good, I don't want there to be any dead spots. Perfect. Okay, so that's going to get me to where? We've got 2 minutes. Okay, simple enough. Oh, I played the snapshots. Yeah, they were pretty decent. They weren't too bad. I liked the experimental snapshots because it was a chance to actually play 1.18 stuff before everybody else could. And it wasn't, you know, that... Like, there wasn't any content other than the way the chunks generated. That was the only thing 1.18 added, was just terrain. And so I wasn't really missing out, per se. So it didn't matter if I was playing in an experimental snapshot, in my opinion. It worked out fine. I really kind of wish I could have kept using the 2B2T seed, though. Probably should have, but oh well. Ultimately, it didn't matter. Where are we at? 50 seconds. Okay. Haha, you can't swim against the tide. Or the current, I mean. Okay, so that's probably going to get us to about here. Yeah, that's not going to sweep it off the edge like that. You see how that slopes off into the water? And then all I have to do is build a little trough that they can't jump out of. And there you go. They're trapped victims in my trap. Okay. Sure this own design will work? I mean, it should. Theoretically. Yeah. What's the first version I played? Oh, God. Dude, that's reaching. The first version I played was Classic. Minecraft Classic from 2010. I played all the way back in January of 2010. And, oh, I'm not visible. I'm visible now. I mean, and like, it was a trip. 2010 wasn't a bad year. At least not that I remember anyway. And it was just fun. Like, Minecraft was its own unique thing. It was good. I loved it. And yeah, Minecraft was getting off to a pretty good start. And yeah, it worked, you know? It was a good, fun little indie game. Nobody took it seriously yet. There were no hacks. There was no, not that I was aware of, server drama. If there was, it was in places that I was not involved with. So, like, there was no 2B2T even. Yeah, this is pre-2B2T. That tells you how old this is. Like, the game was incredibly simple. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it was its own... It was good. It was fun. It was a different sort of crazy. But in, like, an interesting way. I don't know how to put it. Hey, unoriginally. Okay, let's see here. Did I watch Space Valk 3 getting griefed? Or did the Nerds Inc. kill me when I logged on? If I did watch it, what was going through my mind at that time? Oh boy. Yeah, that was something. So, what had happened was I did normal stuff that morning. I'm trying to remember what day that was. It was what, May the 6th? Fuck. Let me pause my game real fast. I do actually want to. So was that 2019, May the 6th. I remember the day very, very well. Yeah, it was May the 6th, 2019. I started that morning. I want to say we were out of school for summer break already. And so I just went to work that day. And so I went to work. Nothing of any import happened at work. It was just work. It's whatever. What was something important? Yeah, nothing really stuck out to me as weird that day. Went to work. Got home about 5:30, 5:40, 5:50, somewhere in there. Almost 6 o'clock. Got home and saw the nerds spamming in chat. I just placed TNT and things of that nature. And so I was like, oh God, they're at it again. You know, they're out there griefing. It was already the month of mayhem, for those of you who know what that is. Jared was involved. Jared, of course. Jared, every year when they had no comms, Jared would start something called the Month of Mayhem. Which, because they had everybody's coordinates through NOCOM, including the coordinates to Space Valk 3, they would, every May, they would go and just destroy everything. And they made it a point to let you know that your days were numbered, no matter who you were. And of course, nobody really knew to what extent. Like, I could tell something was up, that they had our coordinates, but I wasn't sure quite what. Of course, now we know, but, you know, hindsight is 20/20. Thank God that year is over, am I right? And so I just kind of thought, well, you know, the jig is up. We still got the other place to fall back on, so it's, you know, the world isn't, all is not lost. We still got hope. And sure enough, they still missed the second site, thankfully. But there's just something about how they knew where we were. It always stuck out as odd to me. I couldn't quite put my finger on why, but I just knew something wasn't right. And so when I log in and I start seeing them placing, or well, I see them in chat talking about the placing TNT, and I'm like, oh, shit, they're wrecking some guy's poor base. You know, I have this dark inkling feeling. What if they're at my base? Well, I guess the only way to know would be to go and look. And so that's exactly what I did. I go over to the central pillar, or I start to walk toward the central pillar, rather, Because I was out on the disc making that. And no sooner do I get to Rainbow Road do I see TNT. Now, the whole place is intact. At least Rainbow Road is. The central pillar was already destroyed. But I didn't know that at the time. And so I'm like, oh my god, okay, this must just be a prank. There's no way this is true. And so I start speed hacking, going around the corner. And sure enough, I run right into them, head first. Like, no missing it, you know, like, they're just right there. Waiting. Well, I don't know that they were waiting for me, but they certainly had to have seen me log in. And so, at that point, it was already too late. They had already done most of the damage. Pretty much everything was destroyed. I wanted to go to the central pillar area to survey how much damage they had done, but I didn't know how much. I couldn't be sure. And I ran into them right away. And that started a 3 or 4v1 instantly. And that was an unwinnable fight. There was no getting the drop on them. They expected me. They knew where I was. Like, I was very lucky that I logged in when I did, because I don't know this for sure, and I don't think there's a way to know this, but I'm fairly certain that me logging in distracted them enough, because we immediately started a fight. I'm fairly certain that me logging in distracted them enough such that they missed one donkey. One donkey out of all the animals that we'd ferried there, they missed just one. And lucky me, there was a dupe live at that point in time that would use donkeys to duplicate items. And so, that's exactly what we did. We duplicated back all the shit that we lost from the nerds. And let me tell you, we lost a lot of stuff. Like, oh my god. Just the amount of stuff we had is unreal. And, it was a tragedy. What can you do? It was a Greek fucking tragedy, I tell you. And we recovered, and they thought they'd gotten the best of us, and they left us alone. And then I went on to a secret alt. Didn't contact anybody, didn't say who I was, where I was, etc., etc. And we got to keep Space Valk 3 for another 1.5 years. They didn't fuck with us or nobody fucked with us, actually, at that point. Nobody knew we were there. And even no-coms had no idea we were there. They didn't breathe a word. Okay, good. So it's almost there. We just need to have enough coverage for this one little area over here. And that should do it. So yeah, what was going through my head was just basically, this can't be real. Oh shit, it's real. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. And then I ended up, because I had a hack on at the time, I had just fallen into the void about, I don't know, 1.5 weeks earlier. And at the time, I was under the impression that they had gotten our Pearl coordinates. That wasn't it. That was not how they got it. They got our coords through no comms. But whatever, I didn't know that. Oh shit, that's not gonna flow. And so I thought, well, just be more careful, which it wasn't the sort of thing I could really be careful about, but hey. And yeah, it was just it was a problem to watch out for. Oh hey Dark, I'm making a guardian farm right now. I'm kind of messing with how I want to scoop the little bastards into a this whole area right here with the glazed terracotta. That's the entire area they'll spawn in. And so what I'm going to do is fill all this up with water, with the exception of these walls here. I'm going to leave the walls. This will all be water with soul sand under it, pushing upward. And it will push them up onto this slope of water, because I'm going to remove all the stone and prismarine and all that. And so that's just going to leave water that pushes them off outside the area, and then I'm going to make a collection trough and funnel them into one place and kill them. That's the plan anyway. But so as I was saying, the nerds basically, they caught me by surprise. They really did at that time. It was a hell of a surprise, hell of a trip. Obviously we know now there was absolutely nothing we could have done about it, because no comms was just such a powerful exploit. Just one of those things, you know? It's a very unfortunate situation. So yeah, that's really all that was going on. I did watch them grief a little bit of Space Valk 3, but like for the most part, the most of the damage had already been done by the time I got there. I was at work all day that day anyway, so it's not like I could have sat there and watched them. I wouldn't have let them. I would have tried to get involved or something, but it ultimately wouldn't have mattered. Again, it was a 5v1. There was just no hope of stopping them. They knew where the cords were. It was already too late. So yeah. You cried when you saw frickin' killing me on that video. I don't know that that was frickin'. I thought that was Brennillan, but I could be wrong. It may have been frickin'. Hell if I know. They all swapped alts so often I couldn't really keep track of who was who. Oh, but yeah. It was unfortunate, that whole situation. Glad it's behind me. Glad I was able to get one over on the nerds by like keeping an entire section of base completely hidden from them for over a year. That's really, like, that's an accomplishment. I'm proud of that. Because they had no fucking clue that there were two of the same base. And really, like, how could they? Like, you wouldn't have believed, had I not made Sal, or gotten Sal's attention, and, you know, Alpha and I made him make a video on that. Like, I don't think anyone would have believed that we'd made as much of a progress on Space Valk as we did. Drop them on magical blocks in the perimeter and have hoppers pick everything up. Okay. Or even soul campfires. Why soul campfires? What is the... What's good about soul campfires? What properties do they possess that I don't know of? Do more damage. Ah, okay. I didn't know that. Huh. I thought they were just blue fire. I didn't know they had actual damage properties. Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. Fuck yeah. Oh man, no life starts in 30 minutes. Okay, I gotta close that gap. Because see, when I remove this area, there's going to be a few blocks that are not being pushed, and so any things that get over here, they'll just sort of have to hop their way over, and I don't want to leave it to chance like that. I want to be able to manually direct where they go. Little fishy bastards. So we got a gap of 2. Would use magma to drag them down and damage them, because then I don't have an easy method of gathering them in one place. I would have to put... Well, I guess I could put rails all the way down there with hopper minecarts. Like, zooming all... I don't know. Would that be better? Shit, if that would be better... I don't know. It may already be too late. Fuck it. I'm already dedicated to the design that I'm doing now. Even if that would be better, I'll just save it in mind for the next time I gotta do this. I might have actually made my job that much harder. Oh well. Live and learn. It's no big deal right now. Got a 2-block gap there. Could use drop down the corner block. Topmost layer of ocean isn't counted toward their spawning space. Oh, really? I did not know that. Suppose I could. I love that things bounce on this. Wow, that tossed me up like a handball. Good grief. Okay, so I could just flatten this area. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, and then I can remove... because this will all be a trough anyway. Okay. Now let me see if this actually will flow down like I want it. It's updated 1.16.5 Hardcore World 1.18. It feels so good. Nothing got corrupted. Well, good. I'm glad nothing got corrupted. Why didn't you update to 1.17? Hopper minecarts in the middle of 4. I don't know. Actually, I could just make this whole trough area a killing area and then just have all the whole place be patrolled that way. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so I want to see if this will all flow down all on its own without me having to manually adjust it. Okay. Perfect. Cool. Now I just need to copy this over to the other sides and fill up the internal pyramid with water. And that should do it. It's a lot of work, but oh well. Alright, well, since No Life is starting in about 40 minutes, or 20 minutes, I mean, I'm going to end it off here for today. I will catch y'all later. It was a nice little relaxing hardcore, wasn't it? Nothing too drastic. But yeah, that will do it for me. I will see y'all later. Bye. Where did the thing go? Come on, dude. There it is. Yeah.